Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to make corn cob jelly. If you have never heard of it, which I just heard of it about a month ago, I have yet to even try it. It's just a jelly made out of the juices from boiling corn cobs. It resembles honey. It's very sweet and it supposedly is really good on rolls or even on chicken. So we're going to give it a shot. Mine are frozen because I processed all my corn about a week or two ago and I did not have the supplies yet to make it, so I just shoved mine in a bag and threw it in the freezer. You're more than welcome to use fresh. I'm sure that's even better. But you want to start out, you don't want to double this batch, you just want to do one batch at a time. It's very difficult to get jelly to set right whenever you double it for some reason. So I think I have about 11 or 12 cobs here. The recipe calls for 12, so I'm sure if you have anywhere from 10 to 12, that's fine. Over here, I got water in my pot. I'm going to go ahead and put these cobs in here and put enough water to just cover my cobs. Alright, so this is what we're looking at here. My water isn't quite covering all my cobs, but I think once they defrost, it will be covering it. We only need 3.5 cups of water for the recipe, so try not to overdo it too much, that way it's not too diluted. I'm going to throw a lid on this and we're going to boil this on medium-high for an hour. So here's a little update. We're about 30 minutes in and we are boiling hard. It's exactly what we want to see. So we are about 15 minutes out from the hour being up, so I'm just getting everything ready. We got fresh water in here. I got it about a quarter of the way filled up and we'll see how much more we need to add once we put the jars in. I can always add boiling water from whenever we boil the lids if it needs a little bit more. So because of my elevation, I need to water bath these for 20 minutes. If you are 3,000 and under in elevation, then you can just do 10 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and set this for 20 and get this ready to go. So next, I'm going to can these in 1/2 pint, so I'm going to go ahead and set my oven at warm or 200 degrees, whatever setting your oven has. I'm going to put these in there upside down and getting them sterilized. Remember, they need to be in the oven at that temperature for at least 10 minutes. And then I'm going to take my lids and rings, put them in a pot, fill this up with water, and get this on the stove, and it needs to be boiling whenever we're ready to can. Alright, so next is everything that we're gonna need. We got our funnel to put it into the jar. We got this to take our jars in and out of the canner. This to get our lids and rings out of the hot water. This to tighten our rings, ladle the jelly, and this is what I'm gonna use to get my cobs out of there. I also have my pectin here, and then I just need to grab my sugar. Okay, so our hour is up. And these are ready to be removed. I'm going to go ahead and remove them and make sure I get all that juice off and put them onto this plate, and I'll be right back. Okay, all the cobs have been removed and I'm going to go ahead and dump it into this dish here. At this point in time, you could strain it over a fine mesh strainer or a cheesecloth. Me personally, I'm going to leave all the corn pieces in there. I think it's going to add some character to it and maybe a little bit more flavor. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and measure out 3.5 cups now and get it back into our pot. So we got 3.5 cups back into our pot. We've got the heat on medium-high. We're going to bring this back to a boil. At this point, you could add a tablespoon of lemon juice if you'd like. I am not going to. Once I get this up to a boil, I'm going to add 3.5 cups of sugar, and I'll be right back. So we added our 3.5 cups of sugar and we're going to bring that back to a boil. Once it's boiling, we're going to go ahead and add our pectin, or you can add 1 packet of pectin. If you have the big container like this, you're going to add 3.5 tablespoons. Alright, we are at a boil and we're going to add our pectin. Alright, so we've been boiling now that we added our pectin in for 1 minute, and we're going to go ahead and turn it on low and start the canning process. Alright, I'm going to go grab a 1/2 pint out of the oven. Let's fill her up. Remember, we want to leave a 1/2 inch of head space. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys that you can add yellow food coloring to this if you want it to be more eye appealing. I personally don't care for eye appeal. I like to keep things natural, so that's what I'm going to do. So there we got about a 1/2 inch of head space. We're going to take our paper towel, dip it in our hot water, wipe the rim, grab our lid and ring, put it, ooh shoot, put it on here. If I can get it on straight, my goodness. Alright, hand tight that down. This is going to go right in the canner. I'm going to finish up the other and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we got our 4 half pints in here. It looks like I added the perfect amount of water. We want it 3/4 the way up the jar. You can even take it a little bit higher if you'd like, but this looks good and it's boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the lid on and I will see you guys in 20 minutes. Alright guys, it's been 20 minutes and I released the pressure valve, so I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off now that the pressure's all out and go ahead and put it on a towel and show you what it looks like. Alright guys, this is our end result, and now we're going to let these sit for the next 24 hours undisturbed. They should pop and seal within 30 minutes. If they don't, you can reprocess them. Just make sure that you use a fresh lid, or you can just put them right into the refrigerator.